Hi, you're welcome back. In the last class, we looked at the possible ways of, renaming the columns. So we looked at the as method or the space method. In this class, we will take a different, topic in the line of select. Here we could basically look at how we can do some kind of calculations. We can do some additional calculation using the select function. So assuming we would like to combine two different rows, two different fields, so basically we'd like to do some kind of combination. So in this case, we uh, we can already do the calculation using the select function already. So and how do we do this? So basically, if maybe we would like to add an extra row, and in this extra row, we would like to calculate an extra column, sorry. In this extra column, we would like to calculate the addition of this Benny unique count and then the Benny day service count. So in this case, we could put another comma and then we'll say Benny underscore day service count plus Benny underscore unique service count. And in this case, we could decide to go ahead and run. And then when we run, we can see like it already provides the addition as a field named F0 underscore. But this field is a random name. This is because we did not assign any name to this field. So what we do in this case now is we will assign a name to the field and we can call this addition, for instance. So basically note that it's just a similar way as we have done with the previous columns, where we basically said like we put the name from the table and then we put a space and then we put the name we'd like to see. And then we put the name from the table and then we put a space and then we put the name we'd like to see. So very much like that, we put the addition based on the table names and then we put a space and then we put the name we'd like to see. So by the time we run the query now, we see like we have the same addition as what we had in the previous section, but now with a name on it. So this is how we do the addition in SQL. Also, we could decide to do maybe some kind of multiplication or division. It's very, very similar pattern. So here we could just take this same field and do a subtraction. Name this subtraction. And then we do a multiplication, right? This is a multiplication. And then we name it multiplication. And then this is a division, just like, when we call it a division. And then also we could build up any formulas as much as we want, right? So we do not have to restrict ourselves. Assuming we would like to find the percentage of, the service count from the, unique count, then we could come and even say like times 100 with the numerator, right? And then divided by the denominator. So we could call this percentage, for instance. And when we run the query, we will get now new extra columns that is based on the mathematical principle that we have applied. So here we could see that we have the code, we have, the count, we have the addition, we have the subtraction, we have the multiplication, we have the division, and then we have the percentage, which is basically based on these two fields, right? Now, another thing which is very important that we can see that is happening here is we could see like the division, especially in the case of the division, we have so many, I will call this like decimal places. And then it doesn't really look so good, right? So to correct this, we could just basically put like a round, we basically put a round function. So here we will put a round and just put it around the calculation part. So if we put a round like this, then we get a whole number, right? But then if we put a round in the second case, we can just put like a comma and we put 2. So what exactly have I done here? I put the round across the function across the computation, and then I put a comma in the same bracket and put 2. So this means that it will have a 2 decimal place when it does the computation. So also just to have a little view of what is the day and what the fields we're actually doing the calculation, I will just add this to the columns as well. So when we run these queries now, what do we have? So here now we have our final answer. We could see now that the division and the percentage, basically take to what we have defined. So for the division, we said we like to see it to we're rounding up to 2 decimal places basically. So we put the formula in the round, function, and then we do it to 2 decimal places, and then this is, for instance, this is like 2 decimal places. But then in the percentage part, we didn't indicate the number of decimal places, which basically mean that we would like to have it to the whole number, to the nearest whole number, and then we can see it here, right? So this is the case, and this is what our new data set is, right? So here, this is this is like another way to use the select function. In the next class, we will basically look at another part of select. The idea is to cover as much things as possible with the select function itself, and then we can go ahead to play around the rest of the functions. Thank you.